And now we need to figure out who Wayne's going to pick this week. Sean Cappuccino goes to the judiciary tonight. Jaden Sullivan's been pinged for a week. Jack Whiten not pinged for that hip drop try saver on Purdue last week. But yeah, still not sure. Recording Tuesday morning. Don't know what the Rabbitohs outfit is going to look like, nor the Bulldogs. But I think Matt Burton and Kikau back this week.
But that's exciting
for Canterbury, which is a big in for them.
It's not just that. Like, it's the Good Friday clash. Like, it's one of the most historic games of footy you get during the year.
Yeah,
so
just remember thinking of James Graham pointing that finger like this.
James Graham,
one of my favourite moments.
Is that the "You Can Take Me Now, I've Seen It All" as well?
No, that was against the Chooks, different one, Vossi.
Yeah. Scrap it all. What am I talking about?
Fondly remember that one too. Yeah, no. Good Friday, Bunnies, Bulldogs. Doggies comfortably atop of the ladder.
Yep.
Based on what they're doing off the ball, I think that's pretty obvious. They're the best defensive outfit in the competition right now. It's not to say their attack is average. They put high 30s on the Gold Coast, I think, in round 2. But apart from that game, they're averaging about 20 points a game in attack. We know they just like to put a lot of work. They play the long game, kick to corners, front load. Their kick chase has been superb this year. So in terms of looking at a decimated South Sydney outfit, the Dogs are comfortably favourites here. But I think the Rabbitohs profile well in a low-scoring grind. It's the type of footy Wayne's got them playing this year. The attack's not there. We're missing so many key players to the Rabbitohs attack, but they just keep. I mean, they had no right to be within a win against the Cowboys last week with 10 minutes to go. They keep putting themselves in the frame. So yeah, I think there might be a little bit of value in South's line here, plus 11.5. I think we're getting
11.5 point line this week
as of Tuesday morning. So if you're a Bunnies fan, I think there might be some value there. I'm not going to tip against Bulldogs the way they're playing right now, but yeah, if it is an ugly, gritty, scrappy kind of grind, I mean, Wayne Bennett loves an underdog story. Big game, big occasion, top of the ladder clash. So, yeah, I think there might be some value there, but I'm not confident.
As the biggest Bunnies fan I know, hearing you're not confident, that spooks me a little bit. I had the Bunnies tip last week against the Cows too, so yes. I'm still quite dirty.
Yeah, we were close.
Saturday, obviously we got the Warriors and Broncos, but you want to talk about Roosters, Penrith Panthers. Chooks at $2.20 after beating the Bronx last week.
Your Broncos, yep.
Panthers still getting some sort of love from the bookies, despite being 1-5. Yep. There's still $1.68 favourites here at time of record. Prices subject to change, of course.
Yep.
The Panthers have to win a game at some point.
Sooner rather than later.
They won't go the rest of the year without winning another game.
No,
but I look at this and I see nothing but value for the Chooks.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that perspective. The Roosters, not great last week. I think Hugo Savala had some really nice touches coming in at halfback for them. His kicking game arguably won them the game against Brisbane last week. You're able to win field position and do all the kind of dirty little shit right that when Roosters are doing well, that's when they play their best footy. The attack comes on the back of it. I'm just really interested. I think this is a really peculiar matchup for both teams at the stage of the season they're at. Easts have pulled off 2 big upset wins over 2 big dogs, and they've been poor aside from that. And then Penrith, they just keep beating themselves. There's been a lot of rhetoric over the weekend about their complex or complicated attacking systems.
Well, you want to talk about that, don't you? Come on.
There's
Here's your platform.
Some people suggesting that it's difficult for these young guys to come into grade and know where to be at the right times within a complicated attacking system. I'm not sure that's the case. Penrith have been really vocal about the fact that their systems are exactly the same all through the grades, right down to the juniors. So
that was part of Gus's 5-year plan.
Yeah, I think most clubs would do that as well. But I mean, even reading Ivan Cleary's book over the off-season, all their players are the same names. They play the exact same style all through the grades. The difference is the speed, but it's not an issue of complexity or knowing your roles or where you need to be. For me, it's just Penrith getting a taste of their own medicine right now. They're conceding early in games, which means they're playing with scoreboard pressure. they're chasing points and it's forcing them to make uncharacteristic or
exponentially.
Yeah, they're making unfamiliar decisions. I mean, something from last week, Dylan Edwards got the ball in the second phase twice in the backfield, and his first response was to put a panicked kick in to the corner, which that's not an action we associate with Dylan Edwards. He's one of the best support running fullbacks in the game, and he's really improved his passing game over the last few years. If he just put his head down and run or looked for a pass option in both of those examples, I think Penrith probably score. Instead, because they're trying to chase points all the time, and it's such an unfamiliar position for them to be in, chasing points early in games, I think they're just making some uncharacteristic errors. So, yeah, I don't think they're as far away as it looks, and yeah, I think it's going to give us a really good read. Either team 1-12 is my tip for this game.
So, so you're backing both horses in the race.
I think it's going to be both teams are going to prioritise defence, particularly Penrith. Their attack hasn't been good, but that's because they've got a lot of work to do with their D. So, yeah, I'm happy to back a low-scoring grind in this one.
But in your footy tips, you can't pick either team. So where are you going in your footy tips? I'm with the Chooks in this one.
Yeah, I'll probably back... I mean, on form, that you have to back the Roosters here. Penrith haven't showed us much, but, yeah.
And
this is a betting podcast. I like the value in either team, 12.5 or less.
We get to see Spencer take on his old mates.
True.
So, you know.
Yeah, it's been a big week for Spence.
Yeah. Very, very exciting.
Moving on.
Easter Sunday, we're going to talk Newey and the Sharks.
Yep.
Talk to me.
My Sharkies.
Your not my Sharkies.
We scraped home last week. Yeah, they've been poor in patches, particularly in their attack to start the year, but we saw a real concerted effort from Cronulla to promote the ball last week. They threw 70 more passes in NRL round 6 than they did in NRL round 5, and those same numbers are mirrored in Cam McInnes's involvements. He had about 20 passes last week. Before that, he was averaging under 10 a game.
You don't normally think about Cam McInnes as a passer. He's all about just tackling. And
he wins quick play the balls for their attack usually. So it'll be a crash, bang, he'll hit the defender, find his elbows and knees, get up quickly, and then Cronulla will play off the back of that.
Lose a tooth.
Yeah.
Get a blood nose.
Lose a couple of teeth.
Broken face.
Put him back in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think his ability to tip on passes, it looked a little forced last week, but it was clear that it's something they're trying to do. Move the ball a little bit, get the 3 in defenders and 4 in defenders of the opposition involved in the tackle, and then play on the back of that. Like I said, it was a little clunky, but I liked that different look from Cronulla. I think if they can continue trending in that direction, get the balance right a little bit more between what Brayley and McInnes are doing in the middle third and then what Hines and Trindle are doing on the edges. I like the Sharks to kick on here again. Knights attack. Good God.
No good. No good.
What attack?
At all. All right. It's time to put your money where your mouth is.
Let's do it.
We've had some stinkers.
Yeah, we have. We've had some dead luck too.
We've heard you punters. We know that we know better than anyone how many bets we're losing at the moment.
And we also don't know who we are ourselves.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps asking.
I've been asking myself a lot longer than the comments have.
Who am I?
Let's put together a multi for this weekend. Where are we?
From each of them.
Yeah.
I'll take under total points in the South's Bulldogs game.
Yep.
I'll take either team 12.5 or less. Easts v Penrith, and then Sharks head to head, please and thank you.
It's a miserable watch, but hopefully a good multi. If all of that happens, it is boring footy. But
let's go.
Let's go.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website